Hello and welcome to the lecture session on correlation. Today's lecture we are going to discuss about what is correlation and the problems on the correlation. The correlation, it is a change in one variable leads to the change in the other variable. Then the variables are said to be correlated, or covariation of two independent variables is called as the correlation. There are types of correlation: positive or negative correlation. If an increase or decrease in the values of one variable corresponds to increase or decrease in the other variable, then such a correlation is called as a positive correlation. If an increase or decrease in the values of one variable corresponds to decrease or increase in the other variable, then such a correlation is called as the negative correlation. Examples: height and weight yields of crops will be positive correlation. That is, if the height of the person is more, even the weight also will be more, and yield of the crops also, it is a positive correlation. That is, increase in price of a commodity and a decrease in its demand is a negative correlation. As the price of the commodity increases, the demand of it will be decreased. So price and demand will be correlated in a negative sense. Simple and multiple correlation. When only two variables are studied, the relationship is described as a simple correlation, like demand and price, volume and pressure. When more than two variables are studied simultaneously, then it is described as correlation, multiple correlation: price, demand, supply of commodity. So it is all intercorrelated: price, demand, and supply of the commodity. Linear, non-linear and non-linear correlation. If the ratio of change between two variables is uniform, then there will be linear correlation between them. Correlation is called non-linear or curvilinear if the amount of change in one variable does not bear the constant ratio to the amount of change in the other variable. Next is the perfect correlation. If two variables vary in such a way that their ratio is always constant, then the correlation is said to be perfect. Next is the Karl Pearson's correlation coefficient. So R is given by sigma xy by n sigma x into sigma y, where capital X is deviation from the mean x bar, that is x is equal to x minus x bar. Capital Y is a deviation from the mean y bar, that is capital Y is y minus y bar. And sigma x is the standard deviation of x, sigma y is the standard deviation of y, n is the number of values of x or y. Next, alternative formula for R is the direct method. R is given by sigma xy divided by root of sigma x square into sigma y square, or R is equal to n sigma xy minus sigma x into sigma y divided by root of n sigma x square minus sigma x the whole square into n sigma y square minus sigma y the whole square. Note that the correlation coefficient R numerically does not exceed unity. If R is plus 1, the correlation is perfect and positive. If R is minus 1, the correlation is perfect and negative. If R is 0, then there is no correlation between the two variables. With this information, let us solve some problems now. First example, calculate the correlation coefficient for the following data. X is given this and Y is given 92, 89, 87, 86, 83, 77, 70, 63, 53 and 50. Y is given by 86, 83, 91, 77, 68, 85, 54, 82, 37 and 57. Solution: R is sigma xy divided by root of sigma x square into sigma y square, where capital X is x minus x bar, capital Y is y minus y bar. X bar is sigma x by n and y bar is sigma y by n. From the data, sigma x is 750 and sigma y is 720 and n value is 10. So x is given by the values 92, 89, 87, 86, 83, 27, 70, 63, 53 and 50. Y is given by 86, 83, 91, 77, 68, 85, 54, 82, 37 and 57. So x is calculated as x minus the midterm, that is 75, mean 75. So we get 17, 14, 12, 11, 8, 2, minus 5, minus 12, minus 22, minus 25. Y is given by y minus the mean of y, that is 22, that is 14, 11, 19, 5, 4, 13, 80, minus 18, 10, minus 35 and minus 15. So we will calculate what is x square and then the y square, also x into y. So x square is 289, 196, 144 and so on. Y square is 196, 127 and so on. Xy is 17 into 14, that is 238, 14 into 11, that is 154 and so on. So we have done the table of this one. Now we have sigma x square is 2096, sigma y square is 2762, xy is 1784. R is given by sigma xy divided by sigma x square into sigma y square, that is 1784 divided by root of 2096 into 2762. That gives us R is equals to 0.7415. Second example. Calculate the Carl-Pearson's coefficient of correlation for 10 students who have obtained the following percentage of marks in mathematics and chemistry. These are the 10 students, that is roll number is 1 to 10, and maths marks and chemistry marks is given as follows. Maths marks is 78, 36, 98, 25, 75, 82, 90, 62, 65 and 39. Marks in chemistry is 84, 51, 91, 60, 68, 62, 86, 58, 53 and 47. X bar is sigma x by n, y bar is sigma y by n. From the data, sigma x is 650 and sigma y is 660. Capital N is equals to 10. So x bar is 650 by 10, that is 66, and y bar is 660 by 10, that is 66. So R is sigma of xy divided by sigma of x square into sigma of y square. So here values of x are tabulated here, and similarly the values of y are tabulated, and the capital X is given by x minus 65, that is mean. So 78 minus 65, 36 minus 65 and all that it is calculated. Similarly, capital Y is calculated by subtracting the mean y, that is 84 minus 66, 51 minus 66 and so on. And x square is 13 square, 29 square and so on. Y square is 18 square and 15 square and 25 square and so on. Capital X into Y is 13 into 18, that is 234, minus 29 into minus 15, that is 435, and all this calculated values. So we have the sigma x square is 5398, sigma y square is 2224, sigma y is 2704, and R is given by 2704 divided by root of 5398 into 2224. That gives us 0.7804. Thank you.